My peoples, my peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we about to do. We talking boxing, y'all. But first, let me just say happy Friday. Appreciate you guys tuning in. A beautiful morning. And even if it's rainy and cloudy and it's not so beautiful, it's still a beautiful day, my people. God gave us another day on this earth to enjoy boxing and enjoy life. So salute to everybody tuning in. Side, Toy Mafia, Underrated Will, my peoples. Y'all know what we about to do, man. We're going to kick this thing off with Vergil Ortiz, who's going to be fighting Erickson Lubin tomorrow. That's an interesting fight. There's people saying that Lubin is going to win. By the way, happy Friday and enjoy your breakfast, man. I started off this show. I'm hungry as hell, so I'm kicking my breakfast off right now. Enjoy your breakfast. But my peoples, Vergil Ortiz has a tough fight ahead of him. This is going to be a tough fight. I don't take away from Lubin. I know what he brings to the table. And I told you guys before, Lubin is a big dude. He's a big dude, you know. Vergil's a big kid too, right? But normally, Vergil fights guys who are smaller than him because he's a big dude. But Lubin, he can fight, and he's just as big. So we're gonna see how this fight plays out. Honestly, I do have Vergil winning it. I got to win in this fight, but I think it may be one of those type of fights where you gotta dig deep and you're gonna have to earn that W. It's not somebody that you're gonna be able to smoke or nothing like that. Now, my expectations are that Vergil's gonna win the fight. Underrated Will. Lubin is good, but I think Ortiz can pull it off. I agree. I got Vergil winning this fight. And if that's what happens, it looks like Eddie Hearn and Jerome Boots Ennis will be there live. Are they going to climb the ring and call out Vergil? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe. I'd like to see that. But to everybody who's been hating on Boots, I wonder what they're going to say when Boots show up over there and be like, what's up? I want you next. Let's get it, homie. I wonder what's going to be the next hate narrative on Boots. Because when people say, he ain't fight nobody, eventually, when they do fight somebody, then they find another way around it. To say, no, he's not really doing it. So, I think Vergil's win over Erickson Lubin is going to make it inevitable that him and Boots do fight next in early 2026, like I believe it was going to happen. That's it, my people. If Jerome Boots Ennis is going to be there with Eddie Hearn tomorrow, which, by the way, Eddie Hearn confirmed it. So I know they're going to be there tomorrow. That's a fact. So let's say Eddie Hearn, Jerome Boots Ennis, they're in Dallas for the fight. The fight finishes. What do you think happens next? Take a wild guess. I'm putting it right there for you on a platter. Who you think Vergil's going to fight next? They've been calling each other out. They've gone back and forth. They both express interest in fighting each other. Both of their promoters have said that they want that fight and believe in their guy. What do you think happens after Boots shows up to Vergil's fight and Vergil wins? What goes after? I'll tell you. Boots versus Vergil, early 2026. That's what happens. And I gotta tell you, I'm all for it. How long have we been asking for this fight for? I don't know, 3, 4 years, something like that. And obviously, we couldn't get it at the welterweight division, and we're gonna get it at 154 with both guys undefeated, both guys in their prime. This fight is gonna be a super fight. It's gonna be a mega fight. Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya are gonna do a great job of promoting that. I can tell you. So, if you think about it, there's already been a hate narrative on Boots. Oh, that he don't fight nobody. He didn't beat nobody. No, he's a unified champion at the welterweight division, but he ain't done nothing, right? You know how it goes. To the social media fan base, you have to be the star. You have to be the guy with a name so people can recognize it. If you be the guy that is not, he could be crazy nice with it, but he not a superstar, so you ain't beat nobody. Like, that's always the narrative, right? But if you understand boxing, you know that Boots have been beating solid opponents. Um, Now, the people who say don't fight nobody, I'm interested in seeing what they're gonna say when he climbs the ring, calls out Vergil. Vergil says, "Let's do it." Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya is like, "Yeah, let's get it," and they end up fighting next. What then? Because when people say he didn't beat nobody, he didn't beat nobody, usually when people say that about a fighter, when they do beat somebody, they try to find the way out of it. To say, no, 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 he beat somebody, but there's something that was off that we can't give him the full credit. So with Boots and Vergil, we're gonna get two undefeated elite level guys that are just kicking off their prime. Just right now. Both of them. So you're gonna get the best version of Boots versus the best version of Vergil. I mean, you know what, to be honest, I think both of them, because of how special they are, they'll probably get a little bit better. It's hard to, say that because they so nice with it, right? But I think by the time they get to third, I think a fighter's skills peak between like 30 skills. I think they peak like at around 30. And I say that because you see that fighters, the great ones, right? As the years pass, they keep adding little tools to the bag and little things that you see them do that you had not seen them do before. And I think by the age of 30, that's when they got that bag of tools. That's it. That's when they get to that peak of skills combined with power. Because, there's a point, for example, at 24 years old, 25 years old, you could be at the peak of your strength. But not at 24, 25, you're not going to be at the peak over here. So that's why I say 30 years old, around there is when a fighter peaks physically and here and mentally at the same time to just destroy everybody. But Boots and Vergil, what are they both 28, I think? 28, 29? They close to 30, so in their physical prime, both of them are in it right now. They're as strong as they're gonna be. And you're gonna get them as undefeated young bulls, both of them. So Right now, the ball is in Vergil's court. He has to beat Erickson Lubin tomorrow. And I think he's going to do exactly that. By the way, my peoples, if you're just tuning in, welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. My peoples, we talking boxing. Vergil Ortiz and Erickson Lubin, they're gonna fight tomorrow, and Jerome Boots Ennis and Eddie Hearn will be there. Now, why do I say that so confidently? Simple. Oscar De La Hoya posted a video saying that Eddie and Boots were planning to come over and they should just stay home because when they see Vergil in person, they're gonna get scared and they might not want to fight him. So they should just stay home. Well, Eddie Hearn reposted that video and said, I'll see you in Dallas. They're gonna be there. So I ask you, my peoples, if Boots is gonna be in Vergil's fight tomorrow, what do you think happens after Vergil wins? Should he win? That's what I'm expecting to happen. How do you think the situation proceeds? Because I could tell you, it's obvious, right? I'm laying it on a silver platter for you. I'm just putting it right there. Side, I got Lubin. It's a tough fight, though. R30, salute, my brother. Bam. It's a real fight. It's a real fight, my people. The Hydro Grind in the building, my brother. Salute. Appreciate you dropping in. The Hydro Grind. Or the Hydro Grind. Ortiz trainer said that Ennis is just using Ortiz's name to stay relevant, but will not fight him. Side, I feel like the perfect balance between experience, skills, physical prime, like 30-33. Exactly. Now, I will say, the Hydro Grind, I'm telling you that Jerome Boots Ennis is going to fight Vergil Ortiz in early 2026. If you want to experience being wrong again or believing in the wrong thing again, have at it. I already told you what's going to happen, my G. I think you know me enough to know how this plays out. Side, I feel like the perfect balance between 30 and 33, right around it. Because during your 20s, you're gonna reach your physical peak. You know, like once you get to like 27, 28, you're not gonna get any stronger than that. But you are gonna get better. You're gonna get more skilled. So that's why that balance of skills and power is usually at 30 or maybe a little bit after. But definitely once you get to that point. The Hydro Grind. Nico Flash tonight. Nico Flash? I don't know Nico Flash. Or you talking about Nico Wash? Because I don't know Nico Flash, bro. I don't know who that is. My peoples. So make your predictions ahead of time, man. If Jerome Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz end up fighting each other, who do you have? Who do you see winning that fight? Boots versus Vergil. The Hydro Grind. So according to Jay Stradamus, Ennis' next fight versus Ortiz, there you go. His next fight will be versus Vergil Ortiz early 2026. Yes, sir. So you can even accept it and embrace it, and they say, yeah, I know it because Jay told me. Or you could be like, damn, man, I was wrong again. I should have listened to Jay. It's up to you. I gave you the choice. You pick. The Hydro Grind, un boricua que tiene mucho talento. I'm going to check him out there. Say no more. I got to check him out. Nico Flash. Definitely got to check them out. Side, I got Boots late stoppage. You got Boots stopping Vergil, putting the Swiss beats, the Swiss, the Dre, and the Apple on Vergil Ortiz. Bro, that's a tough prediction right there to make. Damon Smith got it a draw. Bam. The Hydro Grind. I was going to say the same thing, Damon. The Hydro Grind is tight. I see it like that. And I got to say something, Si, that I want you to consider. I want you to consider this, my peoples. You're saying, right, that Boost by late stoppage, right? Now, obviously, we all know Vergil Ortiz never lost. So it's kind of tough to predict that a guy who never lost is going to get stopped. But I'm going to give you a tougher one. I'm going to give you a tougher one to consider, Si, that I want you to really think about and then make your prediction again. And if it's the same prediction, I respect it. But I want you to consider this and then make your prediction again. Vergil Ortiz, I want to look at his age real quick. Because I say he might be like 28, but let me look at his age so I can fact check myself, right? Please think about this and then reassess your prediction. Vergil Ortiz is 27 years old, right? Boots is 28. They 1 year apart. I want you to consider elite level Mexican fighters. And then when you think about the names of elite level Mexican fighters, then I want you to consider, was they getting knocked out? Or how long into their career it took before they first got knocked out? And if you start looking at the guys that you feel like, yeah, they special, what you're going to see, traditionally, bro, Mexican fighters have been very, very hard to knock out. Like, even some of the C-level fighters will get pummeled out there. They'll get pummeled. And maybe the referee might call it. But, bro, it's hard to stop a Mexican fighter. It's hard. It's hard, bro. So, when you think about that aspect, do you really think Vergil's going to get stopped at 27 years old, young, strong, the heart of a lion? Bro, you got to kill that nigga to stop him. You got to kill his ass to stop him. So I want you to assess everything about this dude. Do you really think he's going to get stopped? Because I'm going to tell you something, my people. I got Boots winning that fight. I think Boots has more in his bag of tools that he's going to be able to bring out. The fact that he can go from orthodox and southpaw and he can switch mid-round. I've seen Boots switch, make combination, pop, pop, switch, pop, pop, pop. Give you a couple more from the other side. So I think Boots brings a lot of challenges to Vergil. And because of that, I got him winning the fight. But I got him winning a tough, close fight. In fact, it could even turn into the type of fight that boils down to the championship rounds. And now Boots got to win those because it's so close. It could be that type of fight. Because let's not discredit Vergil Ortiz. Look at the resume. Look at the opponents that he fought. He fought some tough, real good opponents. And I got to say, Boots versus Vergil is going to turn into a slugfest. It's going to turn into a fight. You know, I could tell you that comfortably because you guys know Boots is a boxer puncher. But do you think that he's going to fight the type of fight where Vergil's going to be chasing him around and he's going to be using the footwork, moving left, moving right, jabbing, moving. Boots is not gonna fight that type of fight. He never has, and he never will. Why? Because he's the type of fighter who's trying to entertain the crowd. Boots is already trying to shoot to superstardom. He's a star. But he's trying to go to that level of superstardom, of people arguing about him being the face of boxing, that type of stuff. That's what he on. And we all know that he's a special fighter. Now, there's people saying that Vergil's going to knock him out. There's people saying that Boots is going to knock him out. I don't see either one of these guys getting knocked out. I don't see it. It can happen. We all know anything can happen in boxing. That's facts, right? Anybody can get caught with a shot, get hurt, get stopped. It can happen. But for me, that's not a likely scenario when you got two guys of this caliber. I don't see it, my people. I see this fight. I honestly see this fight going the distance. Side, Vergil has faced better ops. You see? That's what I'm trying to tell you. But I don't think that makes a big difference because it's not like Boots is out there fighting tomato cans. He's faced some real good opponents, and he just doesn't get credit because it's him. So people prefer to discredit his opponents than to give him credit. He's beating some real good opponents. In fact, you don't become a unified champion by beating bumps. Anybody who's ever been in the ring at any capacity understand that. You gotta earn that. The hydro grind. If someone gets stopped, it's Ennis. But I just don't see it. This one is going to the distance. Now, I think if someone gets stopped, it's anybody. Anybody could eat that big shot. And it's over right there. They both have the power to make it happen. So, but again, it's all about skills. Skills pay the bills. And because of the level where both of these guys are operating at, I don't see nobody getting knocked out. You know, they could be around when somebody get hurt. There could be adversity. Somebody could get dropped. Somebody could visit the canvas. But stopped, I don't see it. Damon Smith, the winner should fight Thurman if he beat Fundora. I like that. But let me ask you, Damon, do you see Thurman beating Fundora? Do you see that happening? I'm pretty sure Boots or Vergil would go after that if they have the possibility. Because you see what makes unification hard at 154 is that Fundora's a PBC fighter. There you have it. Sebastian Fundora is a PBC fighter. So now if Boots become the champion, what's Eddie Hearn's track record of doing business with Al Heyman or with PBC fighter? I don't know. I don't know how many times they've done it, but I think it's a real tough fight to make. Maybe they can find a way, but you guys know with PBC and other labels, sometimes they just don't be working out. Side, I see Ortiz getting dropped. I see Thurman getting stopped by the Tower Inferno. Woo! Damon Smith. I see Thurman versus either. Whoa. Boxing Junkie, Grand Rising, my brother. Salute, my G. Bam. Listen, my peoples. Keith Thurman has been disrespected so much. And people don't understand that this guy only has one loss to Manny Pacquiao. He lost to one of the greatest fighters of this generation and ever. That's his one loss. If you watch his last fight, he didn't go versus a championship caliber guy, but he looked good. What he was doing, okay? I'm not talking about the opponent. How fast he was, how sharp he was, that devastating power, brutal stoppage. Oh, and I gotta tell you, Keith Thurman, he got a chip on his shoulder, my people, because he wants to prove to everybody that he can be a champion again, that he can get to the top. He wants to prove it. But the Tower Inferno's the guy. That's a tough, tough opponent. Honestly, I think Keith Thurman has the skill set to pull off the upset, but if I'm putting my money up, he's on the Tower Inferno. And obviously, he's going to be the favorite to win this fight. He's going to be the favorite. But tough, man. The Tower Inferno, the way he has developed since taking that loss, it's insane. It's insane. Right now, the only person that I see having a chance versus the Tower Inferno is Jerome Bruce Ennis. That's it. Can't see nobody else messing with him. And I know that Vergil Ortiz gives him a good fight too. I know he does. But here's the deal. You guys remember the Hydro Grind Fondor improved so much. I was just about to talk about that. Scott Fernie, there you go, talking about boxing. Listen, I want you to think about this. Sebastian Fondora was known as a fighter who was always slugging it out. Think about Sebastian Fondora, how he was known as somebody who was always trading leather, as somebody who was fighting inside of the phone booth. That's what we saw from Sebastian Fondora. You know, him just, and we would say, damn, this guy's so tall, but he don't use his reach advantage. He just boom, 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 boom. And then he took that loss, and it's like he mastered that jab. You started seeing that jab, bam, bam. You started seeing that long jab. You started seeing opponents having to pay the price to close the gap. And that's it. It's a different ball game. My peoples, my peoples, we're making predictions, all right? I'm about to grab me a glass of water, but we're making predictions. Just I want to know who you guys think is gonna win when Vergil Ortiz and Jerome Bruce Ennis fight. Give me your prediction, my peoples, because I feel like that fight is going down after Vergil Ortiz beats Leuven. Give me a second. Let me grab me a glass of water to hydrate myself. We talking boxing, my peoples. Déjame darte un abrazo. Es que cuando yo pienso en esto, entonces cuando yo digo, y me dice, ¿qué pasa? ¿Tú no estás haciendo el programa? No estoy haciendo el programa, niño. ¿Dónde te quiero? Ay. Termino el programa y después voy a sentarme contigo, ¿ok? Pero tú sabes que yo te quiero mucho, linda. Yo no puedo vivir sin ti. Ay, mi corazón. ¿De corazón? What my peoples, my peoples. I see that some got boost, stopping Virgil. I seen some people saying that Virgil was gonna get the stoppage. West does it. I think Virgil gets the late stoppage, maybe round 10. So you see, I've seen predictions with Boost getting knocked out in round number 9 or round number 10. And I've also seen predictions with Virgil getting knocked out in right around there. Side, I got Boost late, sustained body attack. Boxing junkie, you have to go with Boost just on skills, but Ortiz is no pushover and comes to fight. But that's the problem. Fighting and boxing are two different things, and I leaning toward the more skilled boxer. And I'm going in that direction too. I got Boots. I think Boots has more in his bag of tools. And he'll be able to offset some of the things that Vergil does in the ring. Scott Fernie, I'd be in his chest the whole time. He doesn't use his reach or height. I mean, we have to see. I honestly believe that Boots and Vergil Ortiz is going to turn into a slugfest early. Why? You guys already know that Vergil Ortiz is a pressure fighter. He's going to go forward. He's going to apply pressure. He's going to let the hands fly. Boots, he can use his footwork, does use his footwork, but he's going to stand there and trade with you. He's going to bang with you. And he loves to do that. And the thing about Boots is, like I was saying earlier, he's trying to become a superstar. He's trying to be like one of the faces of the sport kind of thing. And he fights to entertain the crowd. He fights like that. He wants people to, ah! And he's said that on numerous occasions. He's looking to win in beautiful fashion. That's just what he does. So you're not going to see the type of fight where Virgil's chasing, and you got Boots trying to beat him on points, hopping around, moving around, jab here and there, little bam, bam, bam. That's not the fight that you're going to see from Boots, and you never seen that fight from Boots. That's not what he do. The last thing he wants is to step in the ring and people to say that, nah, what are you doing? He was just running. So you're going to have a Vergil Ortiz who's going to apply pressure and a Jerron Boots Ennis who's going to use his movement kind of like the way that Terrence Crawford does, and he's going to be right there, right in front of him. They're going to trade some nasty leather, and Boots is going to win a lot of those exchanges. Wes Dustin, my bad, bro. I thought you were talking about the Lubin fight. I think Boots get him on points. Okay. Ooh, so you got Vergil knocking Lubin out in front of Eddie Hearn and Boots? My people, by the way, salute to everybody tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. And by the way, check out the pinned comment, my peoples. Box Center 2.0, all exclusive videos are dropping in that channel already. I'm at like 25, 26 subscribers. I need to get to 50 subscribers, my peoples. Why? Because when I get to 50, I'm going to start an all-new boxing show, which is going to air at night. This one is going to be a little bit more fiery, a little bit more spices and herbs in that one. So help me get to 50 subscribers, my peoples. It's already 26. You guys, the people watching right now, you subscribe, and I'll be over 50 subscribers. I'll be able to go live and start the show next week. Help me out. Subscribe to Box Center 2.0, my peoples. And by the way, if you become an exclusive member of Box Center, guess what? You also get to see exclusive content from your boy Jay Smith. So the members that are already on there, you already seen a couple of videos that are up, but we're gonna keep posting for you guys, and there's gonna be live content for members only. Appreciate you guys showing the love. Scott Fernie, a fight that I knew was gonna be a banger was Rios versus Alvaro. Banging like blood and Crips. Did you watch that one? I honestly I can't remember it off the top of my head, bro. Honestly. I think I seen it, but off the top of my head, I can't remember it. Boxing Junkie, we have to do that one together. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. West Dustin, sub last night. Appreciate it, my G. We already had 26 subscribers. Soon as we get to 50 and I could go live, brand new show is gonna kick off, bro. Nighttime. Ooh, we're gonna be cooking. We're gonna be cooking, bro. I'm telling you. Boxing Junkie, the biggest new star of podcasting broadcast. Trust me, Jay dedicated. I'm telling you, they don't understand what's coming, but it's coming. It's on the way. It's on the way, my peoples. And by the way, check this out. I'm gonna be this month, at the end of the month, at the National Boxing Tournament here in the Dominican Republic. The best amateur boxers at elite level will be there competing. Your boy Jay Smith is gonna be live, exclusive access. I'm gonna be with the boys in the back while they getting ready, interviewing people. And of course, I'm gonna be at the neutral corner, my people. The best seat in the house. It don't get no better. Only the referee is closer to the action than your boy Jay Smith. So you know I'm bringing you the action from right there. Sweat be jumping on me. I be like, ugh, keep fighting, motherfuckers. Boxing Junkie, press that like button, my peoples, no doubt. Damn, why y'all ducking that like button the same way certain fighters is ducking certain fighters? I'm not even gonna name no names. I don't want people getting upset out here. West Dustin, yesterday when I got here late, there was a packed house. The band is over. Let's go. Check this out. Check this out, my peoples. And I'm feeling this. I like the direction this is headed in. Oscar De La Hoya posted, I don't know if you guys saw the video, saying, look, Boots and Eddie, they said supposedly they're coming to the fight. I suggest they stay home, because if they see Vergil in person, they're going to be scared. They're going to be shook. And you know what was the response from Eddie Hearn? He reposted that video and said, I'll see you in Dallas. So, Eddie Hearn, Jerome Boo Sanders, they're going to be at the fight. They're going to be there. So, what do you think happens next? I'm laying it for you guys on a silver platter. Right there. What do you think happens next? Vergil beats Lubin. What goes after? Who do you think Vergil Ortiz fight next? You got Vergil and Boots who want to fight each other. You got Eddie and Oscar who both believe their fight is going to win. What do you think happens next? We're here for this fight to call you out. Boots versus Vergil is going to happen in early 2026, my people. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a parliamentary procedure into somebody's ass whooping or a competitive fight. Come on, my peoples. By the way, salute to everybody tuning in. It's 8 in the morning over here right now. I don't know what time is it where you are, but you is a boxing addict. You are addicted to boxing, because what the hell is you doing watching, listening, debating boxing at 8 in the morning on Friday? You're addicted to boxing. That's what that is. But I'm addicted to boxing too, my peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Boxing Junkie, 7 a.m. Your name says it all. Use a boxing junkie. Can't help yourself. Can't do it. You can't do it. Scott Fernie, you can't do it either. West Dustin, you can't help yourself. You is addicted to boxing. That's just what that is. We can't help it. That's why you got boxing for breakfast, my peoples, so that you can get this healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. And look, for those of you tuning in, I want to tell you the story real quick of how this whole thing kicked off. I used to wake up in the morning and I would be sitting down having my breakfast like, damn, man, is Tank Davis going to fight Shakur? Fuck, B. Yo, Teofimo, man, I don't know if he's going to fight, but he need to fight him. And I would just be literally talking to myself about these fights. And I realized most of us hardcore boxing fans, we don't have family members that are as much of boxing fans as we are. We got family members that know Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, and they not into boxing like that. So you start trying to have this conversation, like, man, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear it. You think your wife want to hear about these fights? Your wife want to hear about Vergil Ortiz and Boots? Nope. She don't want to hear that shit. So then I said, you know what? I think a morning boxing show is required. Because if I'm sitting here thinking about boxing, looking like a goofball, talking to myself, like, yeah, man, I think Boots should do this. And Shakur should probably do that. And Crawford, yeah, I'm over here like a goofball thinking boxing by myself. Why not start a morning show and then we can go at it? Because I know there's a lot of people that's thinking boxing in the morning early. Just woke up thinking about boxing because y'all some addicts. And there you have it. Since you're a boxing addict, here we are, my peoples, getting that fix early, Mondays through Fridays. So that's the story of how boxing for breakfast was born, my peoples. There you have it in a nutshell. Boxing junkie. My wife has no choice. I got it on my phone and on the TV. Trying to tell you, bro. Wes does it. Met Jay Smith on Facebook. Face of trash talking. Always had good dialogue. And here we are, my brother. Here we are. And the thing is, though, Wes does it. We met on Facebook, and at that time, I think maybe I had like 800 subscribers, something like that. And you see, we've just been consistent, just been doing what we do, bro. Eric Gomes, Vergil ducking Boots. That's not going to happen. Vergil wants to fight Boots. In fact, he was willing to fight Boots next. And it was Boots who said that he wanted a tune-up. So, he wanted that fight. And it looks like we're going to get it. Juan Ocasio, that was a smart move, though. Nobody else does a morning one. I think eventually we'll see other people doing it. They're going to say, damn, this thing is working out for Jay Smith. I'm going to do that too. And I think it's good. Look, people have asked me. They've seen other boxing people copy some things that I've done or that I do. And I don't feel no kind of way about it, to be honest. If anything, I feel flattered. I feel like honored. Like, damn, somebody that's bigger than me, maybe on a bigger platform than me, and they copy my shit. God damn. Yeah, we doing the right thing then. We doing what we supposed to be doing. But I am excited, my people, to see Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin tomorrow, how that fight plays out. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be one of those fights that is going to be competitive because Lubin is nice. As simple as that. Lubin is nice. There's a reason why some people think Lubin is going to win. There's a reason for that because he's nice. And I told y'all, man, something that I don't hear nobody really saying, yo, Erickson Lubin is a big dude. He a big dude, my peoples. So we're going to see how it plays out. Scott Fernie. I got a picture in my boxing team yearbook from 96. Me and Floyd in National Golden Glove team. Picture standing right next to each other. And I used to eat with Floyd at the Olympic trials in 96. Whoa, that's fire, bro. Salute. Salute, Scott. Nah, man, you coming in with the heat already up in here. Hold on. You coming in with the heat, Scott. I need you to share those pictures with me. Because those are older pictures that, I know a lot of people haven't seen. So send them to me if you can, right? If you don't mind. Here's my Instagram right here. It's jsmith134. Send them pics to me on DM. Right there, look. I'll post them and I'll give you credit. My people, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, since I'm showing it, my people's, follow me. That's my Instagram, jsmith134. Well, J_Smith Instagram, my peoples. I'll be posting a lot of videos on YouTube, so you only see it on there. My peoples, what's next for Terrence Crawford? What is next for the face of boxing? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what is next for the face of boxing? There's rumors swirling around that supposedly he's coming back in March. But somebody shared another rumor with me, that's why it's just rumors, that what's really happening is that in March, Terrence Crawford is going to kick off his own promotional company in Omaha, Nebraska. Supposedly in March, he's going to have the TBC promotion debut, I guess, debut card. I don't know if that's true. I don't think that they've even announced Terrence Crawford, starting as a promoter and doing that. So I don't know if that's a rumor. Well, that is a rumor. I don't know if it's actually going to play out that way. Abraham Gann, the winner of Boots and Vergil Ortiz for Crawford. That don't make no sense. They're at 154 and Crawford is at 160. So you can forget about that. I put it to you like this, Abraham. You could forget about matching Terrence Crawford with anyone outside of the 160 division. Because from there, you don't even realize it, but you're going with something that's not even realistic. You're going more with what you want to happen. That's what you want to happen, but that's not going to happen. See, because you have to understand this. Right now, what adds to Crawford's legacy the most is fighting at 160. People don't understand that. And let me explain it to you. Right now, Terrence Crawford is a 5-division champion. Right now. There's a very short list of 5-division champions. You can look it up. Floyd Mayweather happens to be one of them. Floyd is a 5-division champ. Right now, Bud is a 5-division champ. If he was to go to 160 and beat a champion, he would still be a 5-division champ. He already had a title there. But if he goes to 160, he becomes a 6-division champion. Let that sizzle in your spirit. In the history of boxing, there's only been 2 who got 6 or more. Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao. 2 all-time great fighters. So now, that list is going to be Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, and Terrence Bud Crawford. Think about that. Look at that list. 3 in the history of boxing. How old is boxing, my people? Think about that. Think about that. 100 years? 100 years of boxing. And there's only 3 people that will have won titles in 6 divisions or more. Bud, Oscar, and Pac-Man. That's it. He's going to surpass Floyd in another achievement. You understand that? So the history books doesn't really look at what the haters think and what the haters believe. The history books laugh at Eric Gomes because it's counting accomplishments. He's gonna surpass Floyd in another accomplishments. So while social media boxing fans create their own narrative inside their head, what's really happening is that Crawford just keeps accomplishing and accomplishing and accomplishing. And now he's the face of boxing. And you'll have a fan say, no, but nobody cares about what he does. Meanwhile, they'll be tuning in to watch him. That's what people have a hard time digesting. Crawford is the face of boxing. So if he fights Johnny Beck next, you're going to watch. Eric Gomes is going to be the first one watching. He says nobody cares, but he's going to be the first one watching. So that's what happens when you become the face of boxing. You have options. And Terence Crawford decided to accomplish. He's going to retire as the most accomplished fighter of this era and one of the most accomplished fighters ever in the history of the sport. You know how much that hurt Eric Gomes when he got to accept that fact? That guy is more accomplished than every active fighter that he ever liked. That got to hurt. Abraham Gyan. Lara has been champion at 160 for like 5 years. What are you saying? I mean, what are you saying, Abraham? He's been champion for 5 years. I'm not connecting that to anything. I don't understand what you mean by that. Lara's gonna fight Johnny Beck next. What are you saying? You tell me what you're saying, my G, because I haven't even said a word about Lara. What are you saying about Lara? Yes, he's been a champion. No, nobody disputed that. What is the point? Abraham, that was meant for Eric, bro. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, you guys are having a side conversation. I got lost it. Handle your business amongst yourself like gentlemen. Frank, good morning, brother. Salute, my G. Bam, the Hydra grind. I've always said it, and I repeat it. The great boxer is not necessarily the face of boxing. Oh, no, that is true. But in this case, Terence Crawford is the face of boxing and the greatest boxer. In this case, and in many cases, it has coincided. It has. So, in this case, definitely. I mean, look. The other day, you got to understand the Hydro grind. Canelo was going to knock Crawford out. Who said that Canelo was going to make it look easy. It's impossible for you to accept Crawford as the face of boxing. The guy just beat up the guy that you said was going to knock him out. You never accept him as the face of boxing. He broke your heart, bro. He hurt you to the core. You're never going to accept it. But after he beat the face of boxing in front of over 40 million people worldwide, Canelo's never fought in front of that crowd. What's Canelo's biggest pay-per-view? 1.5 million? What's Canelo's biggest pay-per-view? 1.5 million? Y'all tell me, what's his biggest pay-per-view? The Hydro Grind, 1.5 million? When 40 million people watch you whoop that ass from all over the world, bro, you on denial. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. When over 40 million people watch that ass whooping from all over the world, you're not understanding what's happening. You didn't see Crawford in Australia the other day get received like a hero. You didn't see Crawford in Japan get received wearing samurai uniforms, samurai shit. You didn't see Crawford literally all over the world Everybody wants a piece of the face of boxing. You ain't even where Canelo at, man. You don't even know where Canelo at. You already seen Crawford everywhere. So whether you accept it or not, either face of boxing. That's it. Good job. I know, listen, I know that people have a hard time digesting that Terrence Crawford is the face of boxing. But I don't make the rules, my peoples. I don't make the popularity. I don't decide. That's not decided by me. I just figured it out first. I just understood it first. But I don't make those decisions, my peoples. The Hydro Grind all over the world showcasing to boxing fans. Well, the Hydro Grind, when boxing fans from all over the world tuned in to fight you, it's probably a good idea to let them see you. They did tune in to fight you, you know. They did tune in to watch you. They did watch you whoop the guy they thought was the face of boxing. They watched the transition. They watched Terrence Crawford taking over the sport. Juan Ocasio, I seen bro doing salsa in Colombia the other day. Think about that. Wearing samurai gear in Japan, dousing salsa in Colombia. What are you talking about? You don't understand who really the face of boxing is. Terrence Crawford is being received like royalty wherever he goes. Ain't nobody even calling Canelo Alvarez. Right now, Canelo could call people, yo, can I go over there and give you an interview? And they gonna be like, nah, we good. You good over there. Stay over there, fam. That's it. Y'all not understanding that the torch was passed. And I told you guys, you know what's funny? Juan Ocasio, I said this. You might remember because I think you were there. I said, as the time develops, Terrence Crawford's face, you're going to see it scroll down your screen a lot more often than you see Canelo's face. And that's how you know the transition is happening. Different people, different companies, from different places, from different Crawford. Y Canelo. ¿Dónde está Canelo? Canelo, where you at? That's how you see the transition. Let me give you an example. Go back to when it was Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, a lot of people don't realize this because he been through what he been through after he retired and all the crazy stuff. But there was a time where this dude was the face of boxing, my people. Oscar De La Hoya was the face of boxing at one point. Ran the sport. Look it up. Ain't nobody cap. And when Floyd beat him, right away you started to see the shift in popularity. Right away, you started to see that shift in popularity. You started to see Canelo, bam, bam, bam. The Hydro Grind. Beating the face of boxing, Canelo. Why didn't Bivol become the face of boxing? That's very simple, the Hydro Grind. Number one, because you said that Canelo was too small. You said that Bivol was too big. Everybody said that he was too big. So that wasn't, Bivol never got the credit that he should have got because you guys said that he was too big and that Canelo was too small at 175. So Bivol was seen as a guy, yeah, he beat Canelo, but he's too big. He beat a Canelo that was too small. Nobody gave him the credit. Do you see the difference between that and you, the Hydro Grind, spending 3 months saying that Canelo was going to knock Crawford out, that he was too big, that there's weight classes for a reason? You see the difference? You got to see it. This right here was the David and Goliath, the guy jumping up 2 divisions, the guy the world thought was going to lose. And in front of the world, you saw what he did. That's what makes him the face of boxing. And by the way, a small fraction of the crowd that saw Bivol versus Canelo witness Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the numbers. That thing didn't do 1 million pay-per-views, bro. I think it did like 700,000, 800,000. You're gonna compare 700,000, 800,000 watching people beat Canelo to 40 million people on a world scale watching? You're gonna compare that? Don't you know that out of those 40 million people, there's 39 million of those that did not see Canelo versus Bivol? 39 million of those that don't even know who Bivol is because they casual boxing fans and they tune in to watch this fight. I'm pretty sure you know the face of boxing is not dictated by us hardcore boxing fans. Face of boxing is dictated by casual fans because they're the ones that represent the majority. And those fans witnessed Terrence Crawford put the beats on Canelo Alvarez, beat him convincingly. This is not the type of fight where people saying Canelo got robbed, they gave it to this guy, controversy. There's nothing you could do about it. He beat him. He beat him. See? And he beat him in front of over 40 million people. So try to see the difference between Bivol beating Canelo in front of 800,000, 700,000 pay-per-view buyers versus Crawford beating Canelo in front of 40 million people. North, South, Central America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia. And you comparing that? Come on, my peoples. I'm not making stuff up. Look at the numbers. The Hydro Grind. And those 40 millions tune in because of Crawford. And if Crawford fight again against whoever else, he will still bring 40 million. The face of boxing. Terrence Crawford's the face of boxing. It's just that simple. Eric Gomes, Mike Tyson, that don't make no sense. Boxing junkie. Jacob, fake boxer though. I mean, that's the thing. You have to understand. Hold on. Because Eric Gomes need a 24-hour break. He's getting into the narrative spreader territory. Take a 24-hour break, Eric. Just watch us. You seem angry this morning. Relax, take a breather, and just watch the show. Scott Fernie, numbers don't lie. And the funny thing, Scott, I want you to think about this. If 40-something million people paid for the fight, paid because they got their Netflix, right? If we taking a guess, how many people streamed that fight illegally? How many people streamed that fight and didn't pay for it? Just looked it up in one of these sites that streamed them illegally. Estimates suggest that right around the same amount of time, right around the same amount of people that bought it, streamed it illegally. So possibly, since 40 million people paid for it, it's a possibility that between 30 and 40 million people streamed it illegally around the world. I know a lot of people, bro. I'm here in the Dominican Republic. And I know a lot of people that watched it. I don't know anybody that paid for it. I don't know people that paid for it. They streamed that shit illegally. So, with so many people streaming it illegally, still reaches 40 million views, it tells you the type of fight that was, the magnitude of it. That's why Terrence Crawford is the face of boxing, right there. Eugene Pearson. People talking about David Benavidez fighting people like Crawford and Canelo and Dimitri, but I feel like it's time for David Benavidez to take the mantle of the face of boxing and face a heavyweight. Like Deontay Wilder. Man, that don't make no sense. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. Abraham, sad. Boxing junkie, nah. You streaming Netflix, you just broke. Ha ha. Bro, Everybody doesn't got Netflix, my guy. You say you just broke. Everybody doesn't have Netflix. Everybody can't afford to pay Netflix. Don't you know that in some of these third world countries where you pay for Netflix, that's a family dinner, that's food that we're gonna eat for 3, 4 days, bro? So you can't judge the whole world by your circumstances in the United States, my G. Everybody's not living in the US and under the same circumstances. A lot of people stream that fight illegally. Eugene Pearson, bro, don't know it's a government shutdown. There is a government shutdown, which damn, that's affecting a lot of people too. That is affecting some people. David, oh, facts. Boxing junkie. How is it free? How it's free with a phone line? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, boxing junkie. I didn't even know that it could be free with a phone line. And I know that there's people that don't have a phone line too. I think you gotta start looking into third world countries, man, and how people living, bro. You may be out of touch with reality. There's people that ain't got no phones in their house, bro. There's people that got that little flat screen TV that we was using 10 years ago. Somebody passed it down the line and gave it to a family member, and then they gave it to another one, and that's the TV that they got in their living room. That's what they watch TV. They couldn't buy one. They watched the fight. They watched it. I'm telling you, a lot of people streamed that fight, and I think it just shows the magnitude of it. Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is the biggest fight in recent history. There's nothing that's been that big. If you consider, the lead up to the fight and how big it was, and then the day it went down, the biggest fight of our times right now. Eugene Pearson. So why you think Deontay Wilder too much for Benavidez? Like, Eugene, I don't know if you're trying to, like, what are you talking about? Deontay Wilder's inactive, hasn't fought nobody, hasn't been in a very long time. Why would you match up an inactive fighter because he's a heavyweight with a younger, stronger fighter who's an elite young champion in his prime? Like, why would you even do that, Eugene Pearson? That's a fight. The odds of that fight happening, you have a better chance of winning the lottery 3 times in a row, 3 days in a row. That would happen more likely than Benavidez fighting a washed-up Wilder who doesn't offer anything. What are you doing, Eugene Pearson? Are you like a friend of Wilder? Are you trying to get him in a fight or something? You trying to get him something, make something happen for him? Like, what are you doing? Wilder versus Benavidez? Man, you need a 24-hour break. That's a dumbass shit to say, dude. You need 24 hours, Eugene. Wilder versus Benavidez, you need 24 hours. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. Next time you come back and say something that dumb, I'm going to block that. I'm going to block you. This guy want to make a conversation about Benavidez and Wilder. What a goofball. Boxing junkie, he active. Wilder fought in May, he active. He is active, bro. But when's the last time Wilder was involved in a significant fight? Matter of fact, boxing junkie, who he fought? Who he fought, boxing junkie? And I want you to put it there right now, right this second. Don't Google it, because if you take 10 seconds, 15 seconds, now I know you Googled it, and you're going to try to act like you knew. Tell me right now who Wilder fought in his last fight. You see, you don't know. You Googling it. Don't tell me no more. Please don't tell me no more, because now I'm going to know you Googled it. You see? Juan Ocasio. Bro sounding like an ingredient for a veggie salad. Yeah. He is on some veggie salad content. Matter of fact, 24 hours doesn't seem like enough. 24 hours for Eugene don't feel like enough. Let's get that dummy out of here. Let's get that dummy out of here. Superman, 24 hours out, it didn't feel like enough. That dummy need to get out of here. Boxing junkie, easy. Bro sounded like an ingredient. Yeah, he one of the ingredients. Damon Smith, Usyk versus Fury 3. I'm going to tell you what. I think Usyk won the first 2, and I think he'll win the third one even easier. Just because Fury has been more and more inactive. He's getting older. And Father Time is undefeated. Especially when you big and out of shape. away with that for too long. So, Abraham, Tyrell Henderson, Herndon, Superman, 24 hours. Yeah, man. Forget 24 hours. That dummy out of here. I didn't Google. Yeah, you definitely Google. Look how long it took you to answer. That's why I told you, don't answer, don't answer. Took you mad long. Like 3 minutes later, you're like, easy. Google that shit mad quick. Bro, you didn't even know that guy's name, bro. You didn't even know that guy's name. That's cap. David Smith, Charlo Brothers are trash. Damn, you chose violence this morning. What makes two guys trash when they accomplish so much? Why do you think they trash? The Hydro Grind. Eugene be like, now you should fight Usyk. Yeah, I don't know why. Why would I give him a 24-hour break? That's a dummy. That should have been an automatic block. I'm slipping on my blocking skills. Cause usually I'm Dikembe Mutombo. Boom! Get that shit out of here. They getting it, but almost slipped right there though. Zell, what's your thoughts on Ben saying he going back to 147 after the Eubank rematch? He said he wants Devin, Garcia, or Rollies. Let's see. Let's see if he can actually make 147. Let's see if he can make it. And you know what? I think he will be able to go to 147. And those are interesting fights, man. I gotta say. Conor Ben is a fighter who I enjoy watching. All of his fights are always interesting. You know what he's there to do. So wherever Conor Ben goes, I'm following him because I like his style. I like the way he moves. I like what he does in the ring. Boxing Junkie, I thought Fury won the first one in my opinion. Now I didn't honestly I saw Usyk winning both fights and it wasn't even to me, there was just nothing Fury could do. To me, the way I saw it. And I don't know how you saw it that way because Usyk outworked him in both fights. Just do boxing. Peace, Jay. Salute, my brother. Bam. Superman. Let the goofiest rock. We need humor. Scott Fernie. Whoever said Charlo Brothers are trash wouldn't spar them. I mean, I don't know how somebody could say that. Superman. You know what? I let some of the goofballs rock. You see this dude who I sent on a 24-hour break? He a goofball, and I let him rock because he don't take the goofballery too far. But I can't have somebody, man, trying to make conversation about crazy stuff like that. Because, look, let me put you on so you can understand. There's people who their only focus is going into boxing for breakfast and disrupting the show, disrupting the flow of the show. They don't want me to interact with you guys. They don't want us to have the conversation that we having. So if I'm going back and forth, whether it's with Boxing Junkie or with Superman, there's people that will go in and try to ask me a question and involve me in a conversation that has absolutely nothing to do with the show or with what we're talking about, just to disrupt the flow of the show. So when I identify those goofballs, I got to get them out of here ASAP. Because that's all they're there to do. And it's crazy, like, how the hell do I even got haters, bro? I'm not even famous. No, I'm not even famous. Down the line, okay. Shit is gonna go down. But right now, what the fuck? At least wait for something to pop off so you can start to hate. God damn. That's all I'm saying. Abraham Gyan, what do you think about Shane Mosley Jr.? I think he's supposed to have a fight coming up. I really like Shane Mosley Jr. I know he took a couple of L's in his career, especially early. But I like him. I think he's a real good fighter. And I want to see what's next for him. I want to see, I want to see him stepping up and fighting names and all of this. And see where, how far he can go. Superman. Yes, that's not good. Gotta get him out of here. That's all they there to do. That's all they did. And then look, also I wanna build a a family where everybody's more or less on that level of boxing IQ, where this is why we could go back and forth the way we do. Everybody is up to date with what's going on. It's not like I'm the only one staying up to date. You guys see what's happening, and we go back and forth. That's why when somebody go in the chat and the first thing they say, "Hey, what's up? I like Mike Tyson." They might get blocked on the spot. Oh, you like Mike Tyson? Word? Pooh! Welcome to the black party, goofball. Cause it's only people who don't know shit about boxing that bring up Mike Tyson first. You know it. If somebody start a conversation with you and the first thing they tell you, oh, you like boxing? Yeah, I like Mike Tyson. Right there, they don't know shit about boxing. Right there. You don't even have to keep going. You know. So, when people show up with that bullshit about they like Mike Tyson, man, you need to get the fuck out of here. ASAP. This ain't for you. Side, damn, people can't like Mike Tyson. Nah, bro. I love Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson myself. But if Mike Tyson is the first thing that comes to mind when you join a boxing conversation, you ain't been following boxing for sure. For sure. Side, Mike is the number one boxer that casuals know. Oh, that's true. That's true. He's the guy. He's 100% the guy. And I tell you what, I welcome casuals to Boxing for Breakfast and to Box Center. Welcome. But if you're a casual, then you yourself need to understand, if all you know is Mike Tyson, how much of a conversation can you have and how much can you really debate? You're going to start with these goofy points about they were better in the past and they're no good now. And every conversation is these guys from nowadays are wimps. And at some points, I'm going to have to send you to the block party. Because you ain't got shit to say about what's going on right now. Superman, I'll be over here cracking up at work. And this ain't even a comedy show, bro. The Hydro Grind. That's so true. Oh, you like boxing? I like Mike Tyson. Man, shut the fuck up. What you mean you like Mike Tyson? David, Tank is the face of boxing and not Bud. I mean, listen. Trust me, you have to have some huge, I gotta respect the huge balls that you have, bro, to say that Tank is the face of boxing. Trust me, bro, you have what the Mexicans would call some cojones. This guy just got fired on his day off from his own fight where he was going to be the B side. And you think the face of boxing is going to be the B side in an exhibition show? Man, you confused. You confused, bro. You confused. Jake Paul's doing more numbers than Tank, and you don't say that he's the face of boxing. That's what you don't understand. So Jake Paul's the face of boxing because he do numbers. That's what the other guy was saying. The goofball that got blocked out. Oh, no. That was Gomes. He got sent on a 24-hour break for that goofy shit. So you see, it's not all about the numbers. David, you might want to make it all about the numbers, but if it was all about the number, Canelo Alvarez does more numbers than Tank, bro. What are you talking about? Canelo Alvarez been doing more numbers than Tank. Tank Davis did more numbers than Canelo one time because he fought Ryan Garcia. That's it. You know how many times Canelo's done over 1 million pay-per-views? So if you want to talk about the numbers, then Canelo will still be the face of boxing. If you want to talk about the numbers. He sold more than Tank. Done more pay-per-view than Tank. Sold out bigger arenas than Tank. That's what's called being delusional, bro. When you put it in your head that, no, it's this guy because the numbers. What numbers are you talking about? This guy's doing more numbers than Tank. So what exactly? Y'all gonna find out, man. Y'all gonna find out. This dude right here is the face of boxing. Time will tell you. It just takes time for you to see it. Juan Ocasio, I feel a block coming on. So here we go, my people. Tomorrow, we got Vergil Ortiz versus Jerron Boots Ennis. I mean, Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a good fight. My expectations are that Vergil Ortiz is going to win. Is he going to win by stoppage? I don't know. I'm not ready to say that. But Eddie Hearn already confirmed on his own social media that him and Boots will be at the fight. So what are my expectations? Boots is going to call him out. Vergil's going to win, and Boots going to be like, yo, what's up? I want you next. Vergil's going to be like, let's do it. Eddie Hearn, that's going to be right there. This fight is going to happen, my people. And it's going to happen in early 2026. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. And by the way, what is next for Terence Crawford? What is he going to do next? I know the haters want him to fight somebody that they think is going to beat him. Fight this guy, fight that guy. But he's going to fight in the 160 division. And if Johnny Beck beats Lara, he's going to be a 3-belt champion, with the remaining champ being Carlos Adames, who holds that green belt, the most important one, the WBC title. So El Caballo Bronco, Carlos Adames, is going to be in the way of Terence Crawford becoming undisputed if he's going to chase that crown. Superman, Xander looking like he getting the Abbas fight, bro. That fight is going to happen. It is going to happen. It's happening. And you know what's funny? That people were saying, nah, Boots is going to fight that Abbas guy because he don't want to. Look, how you feel? For all the people that have been hating on Jerron Boots Ennis and saying he don't fight nobody, and just because he got that tune-up, now look, he's going to be in Dallas tomorrow, and watch him call out Vergil after the fight. And watch that fight take place next. So the people that have been saying that Boots don't fight nobody, that he ain't beat nobody, what are they going to say when he fight Vergil? Are they going to look for a reason now to discredit Vergil? Side, I was arguing with a Canelo fan, and he said undisputed at 160 is the easy route for Bud. These guys are hurt, but beat Canelo. I mean, that's the thing. You know, if you spent 3 months saying that Canelo's going to knock him out, and he did what he did, all that cost is for you to hate Crawford even more than you already did. So now nothing he does you like. Nothing he does is good. Meanwhile, fighting at 160 is what makes the most sense because he's going to reach another accomplishment. He's going to surpass Floyd Mayweather in number of divisions that he won a title in. Think about that. If he's a 5-division champion, let's look at the historical aspect. If he's a 5-division champion, right? What is more beneficial to him if he's carving out a legacy? To go fight for a title at 154, where he already won a title? Or go fight a title at 160, where he becomes a 6th-division champion and surpasses Floyd Mayweather in that accomplishment? Because Floyd is a 5-division champ, by the way. So what is more beneficial to him? Win another title at 154 or surpass Floyd Mayweather in divisions where you won titles? Come on now. It's a no-brainer. If you're not a hater, or if you're not somebody who doesn't know shit about boxing, it's a no-brainer. Carving out a legacy, the best option would be win a title in a 6th division and surpass Floyd Mayweather in that category. and then go for undisputed in a fourth division. My peoples, all of us in this live, we might go to our grave and never see nobody become four division undisputed champion. We may never see this again. We've never seen it before, and we may never see it again. You know what that means? That you witness history. We witness history. So this whole time, people been hating on Crawford while he's creating history. Y'all don't understand that this is going to be talked about 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line. When some of us ain't even here anymore, they're going to be talking about this. They're going to be talking about this. We witnessing history, my people. I'm trying to tell you. So if you carving out that historic path, the best option is to conquer another division. It's not to go fight in a division where you was already a champion. This dude is doing what nobody has ever done. He's already doing it, and he keeps doing it. So I ask, for those that say, no, he got to go to 154. He got to go to 154. For Terrence Crawford legacy, what is bigger? Winning another title at 154 or becoming a 6th division champion where he surpasses Floyd Mayweather? What do you think is bigger? Crawford is not going to go fight somebody to satisfy you. I was calling the fight. I was calling Crawford versus Canelo, and bro, they had not brought, his arm was still up like this. And there was already people in the comments. He's ducking Boots. He's ducking Vergil. Fight Usyk. Fight Benavidez. Like, bro, they haven't even said Terrence Crawford. He ain't even bring his hand down. He ain't even been, no post-fight interview. Not even a fucking drink of water. And y'all was already getting him another opponent. Fight this guy. Fight that guy. You ducking this guy. How does this guy keep accomplishing, winning titles, becoming undisputed, but now all of a sudden he ducking everybody? He ducking people that he never did nothing. Abraham Gant. I like the E. Lubin upset against Vergil Ortiz. That's a good fight. I got Vergil Ortiz winning, but I see a very competitive fight. I see a tough fight. If Vergil hurts him, he's going to get him out of there. Lubin been stopped twice. In fact, both of his losses was by stoppage. And Vergil Ortiz, you guys know that he's a power puncher and he's a pressure fighter. Lubinson can box. I said Lubinson. Erickson Lubin can box. He can box. He can fight. He can trade leather with you. So it's going to be a competitive fight. There's no chance of Vergil just having an easy night out and just getting out there and beating Lubin up. Charles Boggs, salute. Bam! I gotta talk to him, my G. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to let him know what's going on. Lubinson. Look, man, I think I'm not trying to discredit Lubin or anything. I'm telling you guys, he's a real good fighter, and he's gonna give Vergil hell. Vergil might even face some adversity. But, nah, man. Vergil's gonna win this fight. David Osei. Inoue is the face of boxing. He about to be 3 times undisputed. Inoue is the face of boxing. Take that 24-hour break, David. You've been asking for it. You've been asking for it. I've been trying to give you an opportunity, but you've been asking for it. There is nobody in planet Earth calling that dude the face of boxing. So, take that little 24-hour break, and the next... Nah, he taking a 24-hour break. I'll be giving him chances. Taking this 24-hour break. The next time he say some dumb shit like that, straight to the block party. One chance. Y'all know I don't give too many of those. And honestly, I got that trigger finger today because I only blocked one person. I'm just waiting for somebody to give me an excuse. Waiting for it. Superman. 24, anyone? Anyone else want a 24-hour break? Just come through spreading some fake narrative or saying some goofy shit that you made up in your head. Bam, I'm pulling the trigger on your ass. Wes does it. Maybe he's in Japan. Nah, he ain't in no Japan. If somebody from Japan says that he knows the face of boxing, I'll take that. And we'll go back and forth. We'll argue, we'll debate. Because I'll respect that. And then we're going to argue. We're going to trash talk and all that. But if you're just some goofball that just want to hate on Terrence Crawford, so you're going to say anything, he lucky he got 24 hours. He lucky. And y'all know how it is, my peoples. I respect everybody's opinion. But the goofballery, I'm not having it. You're not trying to have an opinion. You're playing dumb. My peoples, make your prediction for tomorrow's fight. Make your prediction for tomorrow's fight. Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. Does this fight go the distance, or is it going to be by stoppage? I know some of us got Vergil winning tomorrow. Some people say Lubin is going to win. Who's going to win and how? First one chiming in. The Hydro Grind. Ortiz in the 10th. Ooh, Ortiz with a devastating blow by stoppage. Wes does it. Lubin down in the 10th. Whoa. Wes does it says Lubin is getting slapped. We got, damn, my people, y'all gonna let Lubin get done in like this? 49 of us. And it's Vergil, both by stoppage. Abraham Gyan. Lubin by split decision. Whoa, here we go. The first one with the upset. Erickson Lubin by split decision. It can happen. It can happen. I personally have Vergil Ortiz winning this fight. Boots, Eddie's gonna be there. Now he's gonna try to knock somebody else to be more imposing and show what he. Because you guys remember, Boots showed out in his last fight, and fighters, they're competitive like that. They not just keep competing with each other. They want to outdo each other. So Vergil Ortiz is gonna be looking to show out tomorrow. But you gotta understand, he has a tough opponent in Erickson Lubin in front of him. So how is it gonna play out? We're about to find out. And by the way, my peoples, I will be calling this fight live. Tune in to the live, my peoples. Y'all know how I get down. You know. Y'all know how I do it. I'm gonna be calling it, and I just can't wait because I expect a fight to break out. I expect it to be competitive. I expect them to go back and forth. Let's see. Superman. The Lena Bean fight ain't no Lubin comparison. Superman Verge by stoppage. Maybe 12 by this. Maybe up to round 12 by decision. Side. Lubin by decision. Whoa, boxing junkie. I'm back. Salute, my brother. We predicting Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. Do you have it? By decision, by stoppage, who wins? The Hydro Grind. Lubin will never get a split in a Golden Boy show, and even less in Dallas, full of Mexicans. Side. Lima Bean. The Hydro Grind. It has to be a unanimous if it's Lubin very convincingly. Look, man, I'm going to tell you guys like this. I have Vergil Ortiz winning this fight. Tough competitive showdown. But I do think that Lubin has the skills to pull off the upset. I really do believe it. But look, here's what I would say. I think Vergil Lubin is a very good fighter, but Vergil is a special fighter. See the difference? A very good fighter versus a special fighter. We're gonna see that tomorrow. There you go. We're gonna see it tomorrow. Superman is gonna be a tough fight. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting Vergil to wash Lubin or anything like that. I'm expecting it to be a tough one. Boxing Junkie. I'm leaning towards Ortiz stoppage, but won't be surprised if Lubin stops Ortiz either. Yo, Lubin has been dropped when that same fight he drops his opponent afterwards. He's the type of guy that even if you hurt him, he's dangerous. Abraham Yan. Saying that will be saying boxing is unfair and biased. I don't know what you're referring to. I must have missed it. West does it. Facts. Ain't no decision in Texas. I think, man, for Lubin to get a decision down there, he would have to dish out a beating, like a nasty beating of Vergil, dropping him, pummeling him, and then he could get that. But he's not going to get a close fight. It's just not happening. Superman. For sure, Lima kidney and string bean. Oh, not comparable. Lima got the beans out of him. The kidney beans up next. West does it. Vergil had been getting better. 3 years ago, I thought Bulls washes him. It's a competitive fight now. I agree with you, West does it. I think, and look, this is why I feel like Vergil's special. Check this out, West does it. And in that same aspect, I'm going to bring up Xander Sayas. Vergil Ortiz is a fighter who you've seen him be real good, and then you see him progressively get better. Like, for example, if you think about maybe 3 years ago, yo, Vergil was getting punched in the face a lot. He was getting punched in. He was coming out of his fights, getting punched in out there. So as good as he was, as much offensive firepower as he had, he been defensively irresponsible as hell. Getting hit with hella punches that he not supposed to, that he got the skills to avoid. And you've seen that maturity. You've seen him be more responsible on the defensive end. And then you see him offensively as well, maturing, evolving. That's why I mentioned Xander Sayas. You see him getting better and better and better. Look at Edgar Berlanga. I remember I started watching Xander Sayas and Edgar Berlanga right around the same time. And I was like, yo, these two guys, they coming up together. They probably going to be champions together and all that. But what I saw was that at some point, it's like Edgar Berlanga kind of still stuck. Like that said, he wasn't getting better. Like, I feel like if I watch an Edgar Berlanga fight now and a Berlanga fight from 5-6 years ago, he looks exactly the same. He's the same guy. But Xander Sayas has just kept getting better progressively. And he's where he's at today. He's going to have, I feel like Xander Sayas is going to be the face of Puerto Rican boxing. Just a matter of time before he's the guy. Age of 17. Nah, I haven't, unless you count VR. The guy I normally spar been flacking on me. Superman, the Hydra, pocket watching the reverse of those flashy ones. The pocket watching be crazy, man. The pocket watching be crazy. Age of 17. He's scared after knocked out the wind out of him. Those shots that knock the wind out of you, man, they be a problem. Boxing Junkie. Zayas has a lot of room to improve. I mean, so does everybody who's 21 years old. Like, look at Abdullah Mason, who's going to be a superstar. He got dropped twice in the same round by a journeyman. Why? Because he's still being developed. He's still in that process. Everybody who's a fighter in their early 20s got a lot to improve. That's everybody. You can't name a fighter who's 20 years old who because you have to understand, he's only 20, 21, but he's competing at the highest level, competing world caliber fighters. So when you have somebody that young fighting at that level, they're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna make them. But when you look at the talent, the skill level, the tools that he got in the bag at his age, the kid is special. He's gonna take over. He's gonna be the face of Puerto Rican boxing. Boxing junkie, Berlanga was that age and didn't improve. That's what I'm saying. No, no, and I'm saying that too about Berlanga though. I agree. Berlanga, they was nice together at the same time, and you was like, oh goddamn, these two dudes man nice, and Berlanga, you just didn't see it. I mean, I didn't see it at least. I'm like, damn, what happened? And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm disappointed in Berlanga because he turned into that fighter who without having accomplished anything, as soon as he started making some money, started talking crazy. I don't know if he's trying to build, the bad guy image or something like that. What is he doing? But why would you call yourself the king of New York, bro? Why would you call yourself the king of New York? Now, Hamza Shiraz is the king of New York because of your ass. So, I think Edgar Berlanga fell in the category of also the same thing with Jared Anderson. Guys who haven't won anything, who haven't accomplished anything, and start talking about we making money, we got money over here, blah, blah, blah. I'm the king of New York. Look goofy as hell when he was getting beat up after all that shit. So I think Edgar Berlanga, a lot of people turned on him because you talking all that talk to go out there and get beat up. And there's no reason for Berlanga to call himself the king of New York. Teofimo Lopez is from Brooklyn, bro. Multi-division champion. More popular than you, more famous than you in boxing, more accomplished than you. If anything, you should come and be like, yo, Teofimo's is the guy running New York. Charles Boggs, you got a new subscriber, Holmes. Salute. Appreciate you, my G. Bam. It's all about the sweet science, my brother. And by the way, check out Box Center 2.0, my peoples. It's right there pinned in the comment. That's a new boxing channel, right? But as soon as I get to 50 subscribers, I'm going to start a brand new show, which is going to be in the evening. This one is going to be a little bit more spicy, This is going to be a little bit, we're going to be cooking a little bit more, going to be a little bit more trash talking, going to be a little bit more of everything. So subscribe to Box Center 2.0, my peoples. I want to start this show for you guys as soon as possible. I'm just waiting to get to 50 subscribers. I'm at 26 right now, my people. With just the folks right here. If you subscribe to Box Center 2.0, I'll start the new show on Monday. I already got the name for the show. I already got the format. I'm just waiting to start. Just waiting to get to those 50 subscribers. Now, as far as the prediction for Vergil Ortiz and Lubin, I understand the folks that are saying Lubin has it, Lubin is going to win because how nice he is. I still got Vergil. Got Vergil cooking him. Scott Turney, I turned pro 10 years late at 28. At 28 years old, imagine Scott. But let me ask you a question. Did you turn pro late because you wanted to stay on as an amateur? Or did you turn pro late because you left the amateurs, went into a normal life, got a job and all that stuff, and then went back to boxing? How did you end up turning pro at 28? Mr. 420, New York socialist joke. I don't know. Did I tell a New York socialist joke? Agent 17, if you're going to box everyone and anyone in your division. Or don't pick and choose like it's the Fight Night Champions. This ain't a video game. Cooking with Jay Smith. You know it, my peoples. You wait till you see the nighttime show. Oh, it's gonna be serious out there. Superman. Neither of them run the city. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. No, 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 no. Look, because when you say run the city, we're referring to the most popular fighter in New York. We're not referring to actually run the city. The most popular fighter in New York, or the biggest name fighter out of New York, is not Edgar Berlanga. He famous, no doubt. But damn, you're gonna put yourself ahead of Teofimo Lopez when you ain't win nothing yet? You wilding out. Nah, because Shakur's from New Jersey, bro. Shakur's from New Jersey. Scott Fernie, I wasted a lot of time in the streets. Me too, bro. Me too. Side, ain't Edgar the king of NYC? How? He got beat up by Hamza Shiraz. Now Hamza Shiraz is the king of NYC. West does it. Shannon Briggs has a bigger name than Berlanga in NY. Let's go, champ. Ooh, Shannon Briggs. You see what I'm saying? Shannon Briggs. Matter of fact, wasn't his nickname Cannon? Shannon Cannon Briggs. I'm not sure if that was his nickname. But Shannon Briggs, man, I used to love watching him. His style of boxing, his aggressiveness, big, strong. Whew. I remember, man, Shannon Briggs had a run in the heavyweight division. It was like, holy moly. Knockouts was brutal and explosive, bro. Age of 17. Who you think is the king of NYC, Jay Smith? I mean, I don't know, honestly. Honestly, I don't know. But I say, if there's a king of NYC in boxing, I would say it has to be Teofimo. He's the biggest name and the most accomplished fighter coming out of New York. Sean Culver, nice to see you again, brother. Listening to your show from Long Beach. Ooh, salute, my brother. And salute to everyone tuning in the U.S., in Long Beach. Salute to everybody. Shout out to my peoples in Long Beach, because I don't even know how people in Long Beach found me. I don't know if you guys are sharing it with people around the way. But the last couple of weeks, I've been having new people from Long Beach showing up. So, yo, shout out to everybody tuning in Long Beach, bro. For real. Side, Bruce Carrington is my favorite current New York fighter. Ooh, Shushu. Listen, Shushu Carrington is one of my favorite fighters to watch right now. When I think about my favorite fighters, though, I could think probably about 20 names that I love watching them. And Shushu is one of them. Love watching his fights. Love his style of boxing. He can box, but he loves to bang too. And I believe Shushu is gonna have his time to shine, and he might take over. But right now, Teofimo is more accomplished, more popular. So I think we gotta give it to him. Wes Dussett, the Cannon. I knew it, man. The Cannon Briggs. He was big, strong. Now I know he had a real. I'm not sure if he had a 100% knockout percentage. He had like 16, 17 fights. The first time I saw him, he had like 16, 17 with a real high knockout percentage and won the fight by knockout. Who was the first guy to beat him? I can't remember who was the first guy to beat Shannon Briggs, but I was so upset, man. I was so upset because I lost a bet because he was knocking everybody. I was like, yo, nah, he gonna. But man, I love watching Shannon Briggs fights. Scott Fernie, he used to troll Klitschko. I remember that. Superman. He is the most accomplished. Mr. A, I'm watching from the UK, London. Salute, my brother. UK is in the building, my peoples. Something interesting. Let me tell you something interesting, guys. The country that most watches Box Center is the United States, right? That's number one. The most viewers are from the United States, from different states. Second place is the UK. The UK, there's Box Center is being watched by about 9 or 10 countries, and the UK is in second place. And it's in second place because a bunch of people in the UK have shared, whether the channel, the video, the live, have shared it with other people. So salute Mr. A and everybody tuning in from the UK. I appreciate the love. Hell yeah, my peoples. Yo, Box Center is worldwide, man. I can't even believe that shit. I don't know how people all over the world is tuning in, but we here, my peoples. And this is what we do. Sean Culver. Daryl Wilson was the first person to beat Shannon Briggs. I lost money in that fight. And I was mad as hell. But I didn't lose a lot of money, to be honest. I think it was like $20 or some shit like that. But I was still mad as hell because I thought Briggs was going to knock him out. Miguel Rodriguez. I forgot who is Tio fighting next. It looks like it may be Shakur Stevenson. They're already going back and forth. They're already in negotiations. It's expected that they're going to fight early next year. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. That's going to be a huge fight. Think about it. Scott Fernie, Pontiac, Michigan, in the building. Side, Tail should be fighting Shakur, but he'll most likely duck. Now, I don't think he's going to duck that fight, bro, because they was talk. I seen him in an interview. I think it was just yesterday, where he said, look, the contracts are not signed. We're going back and forth. We're working on the details. We'll fight. We're going to end up fighting. So I think they're already at a point of no return. Like, of course, Teofimo could back out if he wanted to. But I think the point where they're at in negotiations, this fight is happening. I see it happening. Agent 17, Jay Smith, the new Mr. Worldwide, because we got the whole world watching, bro. I'm telling you. So if you're in Europe, salute. If you're in the States, salute. If you're in Australia, I got some people out there in Australia, salute. My people's in the UK, yo, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My people's in Africa, in the motherland, salute, bam. At some point, man, I want to go host a few episodes of Boxing for Breakfast in all of the countries where there's somebody tuning in. That's one of the things that's on my bucket list. There's people in the UK watching. One day I want to go to the UK, spend a week in the UK, where that week I'll host Boxing for Breakfast from the UK. One day I want to go to Mexico. One day I want to go to Colombia. One day Australia. I want to go to all these places where people tuning in from and host the show from over there. Elden Joes Gaming. I told you that AJ wouldn't fight Jake, the fake Paul. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what AJ is going to do. And that Eddie Hearn is full of shit. Watch, Eddie Hearn and Jerome Boots Ennis is going to be at the Vergil fight tomorrow. They're going to call him out. And then Vergil and Boots is going to happen in early 2026. That's what's going to happen. Shaggy, happy Friday, my G. Let's talk boxing. Salute, Shaggy. Bam. Miguel Rodriguez, Shakur will not sit there and exchange with Tio. Thoughts? You got to remember, people said the same thing about William Zepeda. Remember that was the narrative. At the Zepeda fight, Shakur was going to win it by running. Shakur was going to win that fight by staying away. And we saw how it played out. Shakur went toe-to-toe with Zepeda. Inside of a phone booth. Put the beats on him anyways. So I think Shakur showed us that he can do it. He can do it in a football field. He can do it inside of a phone booth. It don't matter. And I gotta say, Teofimo Lopez has the level of athleticism that he's gonna be in front of Shakur's face. He's not some flat-footed guy that Shakur is just gonna be able to dance circles around him. He's gonna be in Shakur's face. So it's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a tough fight, my peoples. I'm telling you. And you see that narrative that Shakur ain't fight nobody. Shakur didn't beat nobody. He ain't done anything. What happens now when he fights Teofimo Lopez? People gonna find a way to still hate. They're gonna find a way. Miguel Rodriguez, with all due respect, Zepeda not even close to Tio. Okay, but with all due respect, Miguel, I know you saw the people saying that Zepeda was gonna beat Shakur, that Zepeda was too strong, that Shakur got brittle hands, that Shakur was gonna run all night. It didn't play anything like the way people thought it would. Nothing like it. Nobody expected it. So I'm not comparing Zepeda to Teofimo Lopez. I'm just saying we know that Shakur has the skills to do it on the inside and on the outside. And I have to say, if you think about it, Teofimo has the type of athleticism that he's gonna stay in front of Shakur. Shakur's not just gonna be able to dance circles around him. So it's gonna be a fight. Superman, promoter, stay capping. Boxing junkie. I'm a Shakur fan, but Till will be Shakur's hardest and toughest fight of his career. I believe that. I believe that. I've even said that this could be the first time in Shakur's career that he has to actually face adversity and climb out of it to win the fight. It could happen like that. It could be the first time Shakur get hurt and he have to survive the round. Side, Tio lost to Cambosos, Sandor Martin, and Jermaine Ortiz. But he won two of those fights. But if you think he lost them, cool. Look like trash versus Claggett. Tio ain't all that. I don't know, bro. Look at the accomplishment side. Look at the accomplishments. You're looking at who you think he lost again, but you're forgetting that he beat Hall of Famer Vasil Lomachenko. What about that win? What about previous undisputed champion Josh Taylor? Beat him too, convincingly. So come on now. You gotta understand, you can't decide how good a fighter is based on the fights that you think he lost. You also gotta look at who he's been able to beat, my G. Scott Turney. I got Tio over Shakur. We'll see. Now I got Shakur. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't got nobody beating Shakur. Nobody beats Shakur. Nobody beats him, bro. Look, there's a few fighters in boxing that ain't nobody beating. Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, or Alexander Usyk. Ain't nobody beating those guys, bro. Trust me on that. We're gonna see when the fight plays out. But those four ain't nothing out there for them. Boxing junkie, Tio performs better with better fighters and slack with fighters he takes lightly. I agree with that. I agree with that. Side, thing is, Tio hasn't been consistent. You can't be inconsistent versus Shakur. I mean, he hasn't been consistent as far as doing the same thing on every fight, but he can show up to Shakur Stevenson's fight and have a great fight. And honestly, I believe that we're gonna get Shakur and Teofimo performing both at the highest level, and the better fighter is gonna win. And it's gonna be the usual fan narrative. If Teofimo wins, y'all gonna say Shakur got exposed. And if Shakur wins, y'all gonna say that you don't like the way that he won, that it was boring, or that he was running, or if it was close that the judges gave it to him. You're not gonna just be satisfied and accept a Shakur win. The same people who don't accept a Crawford win are not gonna accept a Shakur win. It's just the way it is. Wes Dustin, Shakur Tio is a monster for the big fights. Shakur brittle hands may be a factor. I don't believe it. Honestly, Wes Dustin, I don't believe it at all, because look what happened with Zepeda, where he had a pressure fighter who was gonna be in his face the whole fight, who was in his face the whole fight, and the heads were not a factor. People said that was going to be a factor leading up to that fight, and it wasn't. So I don't honestly, just like with Floyd Mayweather, it never was a factor. He never lost a fight because of it. I don't expect Shakur to lose one either because of it. Side, I can't unsee Tio losing to Cambosos. Man, welcome to boxing, bro. Everybody loses. That's just Floyd Mayweather. But you're going to have to unsee a lot of people losing if you go by that. Scott Fernie, Paul versus Ward. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I saw them mention a few names as possible opponents for Jake Paul. I don't think he's going to get in there with a guy that might whoop his ass, because Andre Ward will whoop his ass. Bias Boxing, elite only. Winner gets Ryan. I mean, let's see, because remember, Ryan has his own fight. Ryan has his own fight. Potentially, he's going to be fighting Mario Barrios. It looks like that's what's going to happen. So he has to get past Barrios. Superman. Who's going to bait him up? Bait him up. But they're not going to like it. They're going to be like, yeah, he won, but he ran too much. Or he ran, but he didn't knock him out. Or he beat him, but, you know, when people don't like a fighter, they just can't accept the win and give flowers. There's always going to be something to it. Gay Rivera, salute, my brother. Bam. Side, people will make excuses for T.O. too. He wasn't motivated. He was sick. I don't get pat. Yo, trust me. Every time a great fighter that people hate on get a win, that's the go-to line. Oh, nah, but it's that his opponent wasn't the same. And he probably wasn't feeling the same. And he's going through stuff. That's the go-to. That is the go-to. Side, Shakur got Bud and Andre Ward mentoring him. T.O. ain't ready. You have to understand that, man. Shakur's with a team. And you said those names, but Floyd Mayweather too has worked with. So, Agent 17, Jay Smith. Who do you think Bebo will fight next? He said he wants to fight, big fight in his return next year against Canelo. Maybe Beterbiev again, or David Benavidez. What matchup do you want to see? Listen, Dimitri Bivol is a fighter who I wanted to see step in the ring with David Benavidez. Why? Because remember, Benavidez was mandatory. He vacated the title. And I thought he was ducking, but apparently he just had to get surgery. And he didn't want to have to fight with that nagging injury or that pain that he was having. He chose to drop the title, get his surgery. So in his return, I'd like to see him fight Benavidez. I'd like to see it. Boxing Junkie, I got Barrios beating Garcia. I mean, I think Barrios is going to be and should be the favorite to win that fight. I think Ryan can pull it off. For sure, I will say there's going to be a tough fight for both of them. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see how it plays out. My peoples, I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in on this beautiful Friday morning. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Two things that I want to say. Number one, remember, you can become a Box Center member and get exclusive content. I'm dropping videos that are only for Box Center members. I'm also going to do exclusive live where only the members will be able to check those out. So salute to everybody who's already a member and supporting Box Center, supporting Jay Smith. And another thing, Box Center 2.0, my peoples. Agent 17, I'm not going to forget the word of the day. I got you, my brother. Box Center 2.0, my peoples. It's pinned on the comments. Subscribe to that channel. We already at 25 or 26. I'm waiting to get to 50 so I can start the new show that's going to kick off in the evenings. Subscribe to Box Center 2.0, my people. Let's get to 50. That's all we're trying to get to. 50. My peoples, let me give you the word, the Jay Stradamus words of the day for this beautiful Friday morning. Let me start off by saying that, hold on one second, my people. My son is asking me for his milk. right when I'm about to give you the word of the day. Y'all know what it is. If you know me, you know that I put my son at number one. So y'all, give me 1 minute. Let me give him his milk, and I'll be right back with you, my peoples. I'll be right back. My peoples, we back in the building. We back in the building. Like I said, I can't leave you guys without the J Stradamus words of the day. So, my peoples, today's Friday, and tangerine. Wow. And on this beautiful Friday morning, I want to tell you guys, always consider this: life is just one. And I want to repeat to you something that somebody told me once. If every Friday through Sunday, you do exactly the same thing, then you're basically not living your life to the fullest, because you keep repeating the same pattern. You're doing the same thing. And by doing the same thing, I'm referring to, if you're the guy who Friday you get out of work and you start partying, and the party ends on Monday when you have to go back to work, you're just repeating the same thing over and over, repeating the same pattern over and over. So what I'm going to tell you is to start adding things to your life. Start doing more. It could be a hobby. It could be something to make money. It could be something for entertainment purposes. But don't repeat the same thing over and over every weekend. Why? Because we have a 9 to 5, most of us. So Monday through Friday, we're doing the same thing. Get up, go to work, at night do some things, go to sleep. We're working, most of us. So on our time off is when we can do whatever we want, my peoples. That's when we can do it. So use your time wisely. If you can, if you can go to a river, and then one day go to a beach, and then one day go for a walk in the park, and then one day do different things. You know why? Because when you do that, you stimulate your brain. When you do different things, your brain is being stimulated. And it makes you think more. It makes you analyze more. It makes you comprehend more. But you don't realize it that if you're only doing the same thing over and over and over, then you become like a lab mouse, just following a pattern of doing what you're supposed to do. So Friday night gets here, what I'm supposed to do is go to the bar and drink. Whoop! There you go, running to the bar to go drink. Oh, it's Saturday. I'm supposed to go get twisted today too in this other bar. There you go, doing the same thing. Been doing the same shit for 10 years. And wondering why my life don't change. You're doing the same shit. So find things to do in your life, my peoples, that you can enjoy outside of partying. I remember I myself, just like most people, 18, 19, 20, early 20s, mid 20s, partying every weekend, clubbing every weekend, getting drunk, smoking weed, and just that's it. Every weekend was exactly the same. From Friday to Monday, the same weekend, repeating itself over and over. And I realized, my peoples, when I was living like that, I wasn't growing. I wasn't growing as a man. I wasn't growing as a person because I was just stuck in the same pattern. But when I started adding things to my diet, adding things to my day, things started to happen for me. So my peoples, once again, the point of my words of the day is for you guys to always look to make something, do something for yourself to make yourself better. You're not gonna make yourself better, in the bar getting drunk. You're not gonna get yourself better, just hanging out with the boys doing shit. You're not. So find things that could help you get better. Even because I'm not trying to tell you that you got to be spending mad money. I'm not telling you, well, on Friday, fly to Cancun, and next week, fly to Paris. No. My people, even grabbing a book and sitting down to read. While everybody went to get drunk on Saturday, sit your ass down in front of your TV, grab a Sidney Sheldon book, and start reading. And after you finish reading and you close that book, you know what's going to happen? You're going to feel good about yourself. And you're going to say, damn, tomorrow I'm going to read another chapter. I like that. And you're going to find something else that's pulling your attention other than just getting twisted. Because most of us men is either drinking or getting high or partying that keeps us from achieving, that keeps us from being as great as we can be. You know how many people I met that was mad smart, geniuses, but they was fucking drug addicts. So they couldn't accomplish. They couldn't achieve. Within this word, within this J. Stradamus word of the day, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I knew a guy who was like 22 years old. And he was a crackhead. Full-blown crackhead. I'm talking about breaking into houses to steal, breaking into cars, stealing car batteries, stereos, all of that stuff, right? This guy invites me to an apartment that he had broken into. Now, I didn't know that he broke into an apartment, right? I didn't know that. I go there with him, and he got a computer. You know what this guy did with that computer, yo? He broke in to a company into their payroll, whatever, and he printed a bunch of checks from that company that in fact had funds, and he was able to cash them. A bunch of checks until he got locked up. Boom. And this dude is one of the smartest persons I ever met, bro. Think about this. How does a guy that dropped out of school in high school know how to hack computers, hack into a system, hack into the payroll of a company and print checks? How does a guy that didn't even graduate high school tell you about all the parts in a computer and what everything does? How? Because some people just have that talent. Some people just have it. But it's easy for you to have a talent and never get anywhere because you was on drugs, because you was an alcoholic, because you was too busy chasing hoes. So, my peoples, instead of wasting your time drinking and smoking and partying, minimize those things. If you like to party, party once a month. You're not going to die. If you don't party every single week, you're not going to die. You're going to survive. You're going to be good. Party once a month. You like to get drunk. Get drunk once a month, the last weekend of the month. You like to go out and be chasing hoes. Do that once in a while. But if that's your lifestyle for every single weekend, you're never going to get ahead the way you can. You're never going to go as far as you could. And you could still get far, but you could go further. So there you have it, my peoples. Your boy Jay Smith, a.k.a. Jay Stradamus, is telling you, take hold of your life and don't waste it just partying every weekend, my peoples. Do something for yourself to build yourself as a better person. Read a book, walk, look at the fucking mountains. Do something that's just for you, to feed your soul. There you go, my peoples. This was another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I'm going to give you guys my best. Tomorrow, remember, your boy Jay Smith is going to be calling on fights live. Don't miss it. Fight night with Jay Smith. You know it. You know how it's going to go down, right? Devastating blow by Vergil Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what a shot to the melon by Lubin. A shot to the wig piece by Vergil Ortiz. What brutality, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of energy we coming with, y'all. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to be calling this fight. Don't forget to subscribe to Box Center 2.0. As soon as we get to 50 subscribers, new show is on the way for you guys. My peoples, one love to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to Boxing Junkie, Agent 17, Toy Mafia. You already know what it is, man. Toy Mafia was in the building. Scott Fernie, Superman. Everybody else who tuned in, my peoples. I really appreciate y'all, man. I'm out of here.